And Jesus said, Ye shall receive power. After that the Holy Ghost is come upon you. And ye shall be witnesses unto me both in Jerusalem, and in all Judea, and in Samaria, and unto the uttermost part of the earth. Welcome to today's program. It's really supernatural. Acts of the Holy Spirit. I'm your host, Henry Schaefer. I believe in the supernatural, and God is on the move in these last days. Let's move into the program and see another chapter that could be written in the book of Acts. Well, hello and welcome, listening audience. Welcome to another episode of It's Really Supernatural. Hey, I'm your host, Henry Schaefer. It is December the 15th. It's just a few minutes after the top of the hour, 7 o'clock. I am riding shotgun all by myself and just sitting right here in the studio. And I come really, really close not to doing this program here tonight. But I said, hey, I got it in my mind. And I said, I'm going to go ahead and just share with you some things that, well, I got a subject I want to talk to you about tonight. And I'm just going to hold that there just for a moment, just as I do all my preliminaries and get everything all taken care of. But we are streaming live on Facebook. Now I'm getting ready to go over there right now and make sure that I can get this here all taken care of so I can share it to the WCC 99.9 FM's the Facebook page. And so I'm getting ready to share that here real quick. Let me make it public. And I want to encourage you to go to Henry Schaefer's Facebook page. You can check it out there. Make sure you share this with all of your friends, though, and that you just get this word around so that many people, I can see all the people who share this across the platforms that they have there. So it's going to be a pretty interesting subject here tonight. So I'm trying to get my share. There it is. You know how some of these times these things just don't seem to go like they're supposed to. Now we're going to share it to a page here. And we're going to share this to WUCC. There you go. So everybody who's listening, you're in your vehicle, just getting in or getting ready to get out. If you're just getting in, keep it locked in on that dial right there, 99.9 FM. And if you're just getting ready to get out, say, hold on, I'm going to tell you how you can continue to listen to this. You can go to our website, which is called cwchrist.com. Now, that CW stands for Conquering With, cwchrist.com. You go there, and you can look on that page to the right-hand side of it. You're going to see a red button that says Listen Live. Now, when you do that, you can take us anywhere in the world. You have an internet connection. You can listen to this program of what's taking place. I see you, Sister Ann Rose. God bless you. Thank you for tuning in, being part of us. I'm going to try my best to give shout-outs to everybody who's listening here as well. But, that's how you do it on getting out of your vehicle, because we do stream to the web all over the world. We have people who listen to us all the way from Australia and around the continents. They have called in, or they have texted us. They have let us know that they are watching. I think about people from India who has connected with us as well. So it's when we say a worldwide ministry, it's sitting here in this little office right here, this little studio. It goes all around the world. But I do want to welcome in all my faithful listeners. I know I got a lot of faithful listeners who call in. They talk to us over the Facebook. And I also know we have a lot of closet listeners as well. God bless you, closet listeners, for tuning in, because you're getting ready to say, what are they going to be talking about tonight? So now I want to go ahead and introduce my subject here as we begin here real quick. The subject I want to talk to you about is selfies. I want to talk about selfitis, a thing that the medical community has been aware of since 2014, and they are. The reason why we do this show is because it's really supernatural. Because when I start thinking about that, selfitis is a term that they have named it, and they even have a scale whereby they might be able to weight a person on the level of addiction that they have to taking selfies. So I think I've got a video here, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to find this video to pull this thing up, but I did have a video of two men that were talking about the selfies, but also I have an article that you can go to the Telegraph. It's a science type website to where you can look at this. Now, at one time, this thing here was determined to be a hoax. They said, oh, none of this stuff is real about taking selfies and how important it is. So, let me just ask you a question here before we begin. What's on your list for Christmas time? What's one of the items that you would like to get, or when you go into to get gas at one of the convenience outlets there to get your gas, one of the pilots or one of the places where you ever go in to frequent to get your gas at, do you ever see that little stick right there that they have, little selfie stick that they have? You can just plug it into the end of your smartphone or what have you there, and you can reach out and take your selfie. And, you know, there's a lot of people who want them things, and they carry them wherever they go because they are going to make sure that they have their selfies that they can watch wherever it is. So anyways, I think I'm going to dig in on this article here just a little bit. It's called The Telegraph. I'm going to look at it here just for a moment. And this piqued my interest. And I started thinking about It's Really Supernatural. I'm going, is this something that we need to discuss? And maybe there's a lot of people out there who actually experience this, or their children experience, and they don't really realize what it is. So let's just go into what's happening. Selfitis. Now you'll hear some people call it selfitis, but it's called selfitis. Selfitis. And here's what the definition of it is. It's the obsessive need to post selfies. It is a genuine mental disorder, says psychologists. Let me read this back here real slow to everybody here as we're doing this program. You know, I got to make an hour anyway on it. So let's just talk here for a moment. We are talking about selfitis. It's a science website that we're at here. And selfitis, Selfitis, is the obsessive need to post selfies, and they said it is a genuine mental disorder. Now they have a lot of these different pictures right here on the screen that you can look at all the people who are taking selfies, even from the point where this one, you know, nowadays, I'm sorry to say it, I'm not trying to be controversial, and somebody told me, said, you're not controversial, you're just contrary. So I said, in the name of Jesus, I reject that being contrary spirit in the name of Jesus. I don't receive that at all. But on this screen right here that I'm looking at, I can't tell if that's a male or a female, got his tongue stuck out, or he's got his tongue stuck out, taking the selfie, head tilted to the side. Even one is here. Of course, this is probably just a photoshopped something here, but one of the astronauts taking a selfie with the sun to the right shoulder, looking that way, to getting the sun. Then I got a family here taking a selfie, and someone else here who was eating a piece of fruit or something. Anyway, here is what we're going to talk about. Let's look at it here. This is by Sarah Napton, the science editor. It's December 15th, 2017 when this came out. So then this article has just come out when we look at this here. So look at it. His selfitis is a genuine mental condition that people who feel compelled, now look at that word, compelled, compelled to continually put, wait a minute, where's my phone at? I got to take, wait a minute, I got to get me hold on, everybody. We're going to do one of these things right here. I got to do me a selfie. Hold on. I know we got a show going on here, but hold on a minute. I'm going to get it. I'm going to post this on my Facebook page. On my Facebook page. So let me get it up here, get my camera all out, get it all turned around. We got to get this thing turned around, so I'm part of it. Y'all look at this here. It's going to be great. Oh, that's not, man, let me get my hair. Hold on a minute. Let me get my hair just right here. Glasses, I need my glasses on. I'm telling you what, that, and I got 99.9. We can see it all, got the clock all in it. Here we go, getting a smile. Hold on, get my smile. Perfect. All right, I got my selfie y'all taken care of here for tonight, and y'all going to be able to get this thing posted. I'm probably going to use that part of the icon or the little clip that we use for It's Really Supernatural. Let me get them back where I'm at here. Here it is. The term was first coined in 2014 to describe obsessive selfie taking in a spoof news story which suggested the American Psychiatric Association was considered classifying it as a disorder. I mean, if they everything else nowadays is a disorder. I mean, there's all kind of things that are disorders out there at all, in that. I mean, we've talked about people who have to dress up like furries. They got to put a furry little hat, little furry animal on top of the head, and they go around, they hide within that, and they take on the persona of that animal. And they have conventions where they go, furry conventions. Someone say, get on downtown. Yeah, get on downtown. That's what they actually have. They have furry conventions. And I'm thinking about people now who, when I was growing up, they would say things like this here, that we would be considered Trekkies. And for those who really watch Star Trek, I mean, I guess I would be considered a Trekkie. I didn't say I had a Trekkie spirit, or someone said I had a contrary spirit, but I don't have a Trekkie spirit. But I'll tell you how much of a Trekkie we were, or I was growing up, is that from Barnwell, South Carolina to Appling, Georgia was 92 miles. And for all those who don't work and don't think about working and don't think they need to work, I was like 17 years old working construction, and I drove 92 miles one way to work myself. And I would leave from there in such a fashion that I had to drive 92 miles to get home, and I was wide open to get to Appling, Georgia, because it was an hour show that I could watch the last 30 minutes of Star Trek. Now, that was back in the days when they didn't have reruns. When you missed it, you missed it. So that would be, someone say that would be something that's probably a mental disorder. Wait a minute, I'm not telling you about it. We just watched it. Now there are people who go dress up like them. And they think that, I mean, they walk through the conventions all dressed up like all these different characters on Star Trek. So when I get into thinking some things like that, I mean, where do you draw the line at between just fantasy or enjoying it or being connected with something like that? Then all of a sudden you are in part of it. Well, that's where there's all kind of things that are itises, I believe. But this one here we're talking about tonight, the self-itis, is and when we talk about it, we're talking about a genuine mental condition that people feel compelled. Wait a minute. I got something coming on me here. I think I got to take another picture. Hold on. Now, see, they're compelled to continually post pictures of themselves on social media and may need help. Do you know anybody like that? I know a lot of people. I know some people like that they post of them in their side of the family, but never post on our side of the family. I wonder what that is. I guess because I'm contrary. I don't know. But anyway, let's just move on down the list right here. The term was first coined in 2014. I think we read that. American Psychiatric Association was considering classifying as a disorder. Now, they said it wasn't real. That was in 2014, but we're going to go ahead. They now have confirmed, though, since 2014. So that was just some things they were thinking about. They have now confirmed that selfies does indeed exist, and selfitis does indeed exist, and have even developed look here, y'all got a new term here for us, a selfitis behavior scale. Look at that. Selfitis behavioral scale, which can now be used to assess its severity. Who believes that? They got a I wonder if they'd use you or me as being part. Where would we fall in this scale at if we had to step on it? Where would it be at? The self-itis behavioral scale. So I'm just going to take some time just to go down through here and just let's talk about selfies, self-itis. So, when I take about this and making this biblical, when I go back and I look at the story here and I look at the last days, I'm looking at, isn't this crazy when the Bible tells us that in the last days that men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than the lovers of God. And listen, they will deny the power of God, and from such turn away. But I like this part, lovers of them own self. So this selfitis really speaks to the issue of having this kind of condition in the heart and in their mind, that this is able to feed that last day how it's going to be able to have a, I love having selfies. Got to have selfies of all of myself all over the place. And they post it all over their social media. Isn't that amazing how that people are just connected to social media everywhere? And, I try to do that as well on Facebook and do different things like that, because that is a way to get your message out of what you're doing. But when you get on there, come on, everybody, selfies of all the things that you're going through in life, of all your, some people will say when they're taking the pictures of all their children and just posting it, videos, and posting it. I don't know. I'm not even going to even comment on some of those type things that are there. I mean, I do too much deliverance with people. So while the story was revealed to be a hoax, it didn't mean that the condition of selfitis didn't exist. We now have appeared to confirm its existence and develop the world's first selfitis behavior scale to this condition. So let's go on down here a minute. There's 3 levels. Let's talk about it for a moment. There are 3 levels of selfitis. Someone say levels of selfitis. Say it for me. Levels of selfitis. How many are there? There are 3 levels of selfitis. Let's talk about them here just for a moment. The first one is borderline. The first one, taking photos. Here's what it is identified as. It's taking photos of oneself at least 3 times a day, but not posting them on social media. They take pictures of themselves 3 times a day, but they don't post it on social media. Look at your neighbor and say, what did he just say? He said they take photos of themselves 3 times a day and don't post it. They just keeping them on their phones. When I think about that kind of stuff, and they saying, okay, this is the levels of selfitis, the first thing I start thinking about, you ready for this here? What kind of pictures are they taking? Where are they at when they taking these pictures? You see what I'm getting at? These are the kind of things that go through my mind about this selfitis. They're doing it 3 times a day, morning, noon, and night. Or I don't know where they at when they're doing all these things, taking these selfies. So it's taking photos at least 3 times. Are y'all enjoying this? You ever heard of selfitis? Well, I'm just telling you what. It's all around us. And when you go into these convenience stores, whether you're going into a Pilot store, or if you're going into one of those stores, you're on going down the interstate, right when you walk in, they have one of the big sticks. You can buy one of the sticks. They're everywhere. A lot of places have already banned those type of selfie sticks. You cannot bring those in here. No, you can't. You can't. I don't think you can even do it down at Walt Disney. I don't think you can do it at Disneyland either. But there's places like that don't allow you to bring the selfie sticks in. Can you imagine 10,000 of those, 20,000 of those going off right at the parade? Everybody getting them a selfie stick standing at that's the kind of what goes on with everybody. Anyway, I know this stuff don't make any sense, but that is the kind of situations that we are in nowadays, in the last days. So let's go ahead. That's number 1. I want to know where borderline selfies, levels of selfitis, borderline. Do you take 3 selfies a day and just keep it on your phone? Well, okay, so anyway, you keep it on the inside and you don't tell nobody about it. You just keep all those pictures, and it's just picture after picture. Okay, look at number 2, or the third one. They don't actually do them 1, 2, 3. They do borderline, and the middle one is acute. Acute level of selfitis is defined as this. It's taking photos of oneself at least 3 times a day, and now guess what they do with it? They post each one on social media. Acute level of selfitis. You take photos of oneself at least 3 times a day and post each one on social media. That's the acute level of it, 3 times a day. So there's a lot. They take 3 times a day. And I look at this here, I go, well, where are they at when they're taking these pictures? What gives them this acute type thing? They're compelled to do it. Look at this one here. The third level is called chronic. The chronic level of selfitis is this. Is this one here, chronic. Here's what it says. The uncontrollable urge. Hold on a minute. What are you doing? What are you doing, Henry? I'm going to take me another selfie. Hold on. I can't stop myself. I can't stop myself. Here we go. We're going to take us another one right here. We're going to take us another one. Got to get it turned back around on me right here. And we're going to post it. I'm going to get really, really close, get my teeth, get it all smiled up here. Good smile. Now, I got to take my glasses off this time. Take my glasses off. Get a soft smile. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. I don't know if y'all can hear this or not when I do it because I'm right up on the mic. Here we go. There we go. Got me another selfie as well right here. Go with me. So this is number 3. I mean, chronic. We're talking about chronic. Here we go. Chronic, uncontrollable urge to take photos of oneself around the clock and posting the photos on social media more than 6 times a day. That's chronic. You're going to take pictures around the clock, photos of oneself around the clock, and post the photos on that. That. So here's the 3 levels again: borderline, acute, and chronic. Do you think you know anybody like that, or maybe you are in that? I mean, it talks about this here. It says that it is definitely a mental. Psychologists have warned that this can, and they are classifying this as a disorder. Isn't that something? Disorder. I mean, going to mi ranchos. You see, I think about classifying going to mi ranchos, and you say I love mi ranchos, but I do believe it can be a disorder as well. I'm not talking about an eating disorder. There's people who have eating disorders. They take in food and they purge. They take in food and they purge. They take food and they purge. Going to mi ranchos can be a disorder. I mean, how many times a week before you go to mi ranch? I mean, I go on Sunday. A lot of times we do Sunday evening. Somewhere during the week we might be 2 or 3 times going to mi rancho to eat. I mean, I don't. When we go to out of town, sometimes I don't know. What do y'all have? How many times you decide that this is going to be a disorder? Well, they've already decided this with the level of the selfitis of this here. The scale, which runs from 1 to 100, was developed using a large number of focus groups with 200 participants to determine what factors drove selfitis. It was a scale testing using a survey of 400 participants. Participants were based in India because of the country has the most users on Facebook. Now, did you know that? If you don't learn anything here tonight, you say, well, that was just a whole waste of 1 hour of listening to a man talk about selfitis. I don't take a lot of what I already take 2 since I've been here. Now, I don't know how many more I can get before they call me that I was going to be selfitis, but I've already got 2 so far. I'm going to hold off on that 3. I got 3. I ain't done it all day. It's like eating candy bars on Atkins. You'd only have so many carbs eating those little Atkins bars. I've only had 2 today. I don't know if I can do the 3rd one or not because of the carbs. So this, like the participating here levels on these selfies right here. Here we go. Participants were based in India because they had the greatest users on Facebook. The highest number of deaths as a result of trying. Now, who could ever think about this here? You need to get this article. I think I'm going to have that link right here in the description on the selfitis. May I take a selfie? I think that's the way I named this thing here. May I take a selfie? You got to get permission to do that. But participants were based in India because the country has the most users on Facebook, as well as the highest number of deaths as a result of trying to take selfies in dangerous locations. Man, isn't that something? So this selfie thing just isn't a selfie problem. I mean, this is a death problem as well. Because the borderline, remember that was like 3 times a day not posting them. Borderline cases are people who take selfies 3 times a day, doesn't post them. The next one's the acute. And then, of course, the chronic stage, uncontrollable urge around the clock to post at least 6 times a day. Researchers found that typical selfitis sufferers were attention seekers. Hello. let's take this real slow, attention seekers, often lacking in self-confidence, who were hoping to boost their social standing and feel part of a group by constantly posting images of themselves. Now, I take this here not only just images of themselves, but when we talk about selfies, I'm gonna broaden this myself when I'm thinking this in my mind. And when we're talking about selfies of this individual, but I think it's more of an individual and their family. It could be in regards to their family, that they feel like their whole family has been segregated, or their whole family is not part of what's going on. So they want to take pictures of, let me show you how our family interact. Let me show you all the selfies of all of us who this is happening to. So that's just, the reason why I say this, because I think I see some people like that. I think I know some people like that, and especially doing deliverance. I believe in deliverance, that this can be something that if they're compelled to do it, then maybe what they need to do is seek help. Maybe you need to seek help if you are in this part and you maybe feel like that your family is not connected with other families, or one thing could be trying to outdo other families. Let me show you what all we do, where we go out and do all those things. There's kids nowadays that grow up from the time that they're born until they're, let's just say 6 years old. They've done in 6 years more than what a lot of people have done in 60 years, because of the parents' desire to take them and show them all the things that they didn't get. They want to get to their kids. They do it in 6 years. In that, so maybe you know someone like that as well. That's, people call me contrary. I thought it was controversial, but they say no, it's contrary. So I don't want to be contrary at all. So look at this one here. We're attention seekers, often lacking self-confidence, who were hoping to boost their social standing and feel part of a group, that by constantly posting these images of themselves, that they would feel like they were part of a, society, I guess, of a group of people, that friends, hey, I saw your selfies, man. I said, man, y'all must go all over the place and must do all the places and everywhere you go, and do things like that. So, and again, I don't think there's nothing wrong with posting them. I'm talking about, this is how many they determined. 3 in a day, taking just pictures and holding them, sounding on your phone, and then not only taking 3 of them, you post them. And then not only that, you're compelled. I don't want this moment to go by. I don't want this moment to go by without taking this selfie here. So the team developed these 20 statements, which could be used to determine the severity of selfitis by rating how much an individual agreed with the sentiment. Here's was the examples of the statements. I feel more popular when I post my selfies on social media, or when I don't take selfies, I feel detached from my peer group. Let's read that one. When I don't take selfies, I feel detached from my peer group. I'm gonna tell you how I am. This is the way I am. I'm sitting here in a room all by myself. And there's somebody going to be watching on Facebook, and somebody's going to get us out over the radio, and listening out there. But as far as everybody got to follow me and be part of that, I ain't into all that stuff. Look at this one here. The Selfitis behavior scale. Using the statements below, rate them 1 to 5. 5 is I strongly agree, and number 1 is strongly disagree. So here, what I want you to do, we're going to do this here. So here is, I'm gonna do it myself. I've never done this one. We're gonna do it right here online. You're gonna do this here. I want you to pull out a piece of paper, get you an ink pen, and go ahead and pull it out. And we are going to take the Selfitis behavioral scale, and we're going to get that all taken care of. And I think what we're going to have to do here, though, here in just a moment, we are going to have to take a break. And when I say taking a break, I'm going to find my promo right here, and we're going to thank our sponsors for all that they have done here for supporting It's Really Supernatural. Hey, we got some the owners of Whippoorwill Farms, that they are supporters of It's Really Supernatural. I want to thank them very much. We have Iris Rose. Thank you so much for all that you give every month towards It's Really Supernatural. And then, of course, we want to thank our longtime sponsor of this here is in all that he does as far as sponsoring It's Really Supernatural. Lee Moore Pool Services. God bless you. Let's go ahead and run this promo here real quick. Y'all hold on, everybody, to this.
This is Lee Moore of Lee Moore's Pool Services, and I'm a proud sponsor of It's Really Supernatural. Call me at 803-707-2258. I tether off to the Bible, and then I jump overboard into the land of the supernatural. Come, go with us.
All right, and you are back live now in the studios of WUCC 99.9 FM. Henry Schaefer, I'm your host here tonight, running this thing all by myself here tonight. You know, that's a lot of talking you got to do when you're doing this thing here. So I'm going to take it slow, going to take it easy, and we're going to talk about, you know, it's amazing that we are all by ourselves, and all we're doing is talking about selfies tonight. Isn't that amazing? Selfies. Let's go down this test. What we've been talking about is that they have determined that this is could be a disorder. I mean, you know, they got all kind of disorders where people can't sit, they can't talk more than 10 minutes or watch TV more than 10 minutes or sit in a classroom. You know, and the teachers are teaching, they got disorders for this. They put them on pills, they do all kind of stuff. This one right here. So we're going to do the Selfitis. It's S-E-L. Someone would say it's Selfitis, but we know better, don't we? It's Selfitis. Selfitis behavior scale. So that's what we're looking at here. So using the statements below, I want you, hey, let's do this here before we get ready. I can't hardly stand it. Let's go see if we got anything going on Facebook. I got 6 people watching already on Facebook. Jesus. All right. I got Joe. Some people call him Doug. I got Joe going here along with us. Thank you, Joe, for being part of us. And Jason, and Lewis Rose and Fran saying hello. And there's others who are listening in. God bless you. I've even got some people. Ray Singleton, Mary Hannah, Ann Rose, Mary Hannah. Oh, God bless you, Sister Mary Hannah, wherever you're at out there. You take care of all them people over there on that side around the North Country and what have you over there. So anyway, yeah, all right. Well, God bless everybody who's listening in. So give us some more. Share this thing to all your friends. Yeah, some of them's got selfitis, and they need help, or maybe they need help. So let's go ahead. We're going to take the test. Are you ready? We are going to take the test, and then we are going to see what it is. So, okay, using the statements. I got my paper here. Everybody got the paper, got their pen? And I want to see this here. I mean, Sister Fran, my wife, she gave me a test today. She's only 1 in 1,000. Figure this out. And it was a little puzzle, a little number puzzle. She looked at that little number puzzle, went boom, 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 and got the answer just like that. I looked at that number puzzle and looked at that number puzzle and looked at that number puzzle. I said, all right, you tell me the answer. I said, I don't know what that number puzzle is. And she said, this is how you figure it out, just like that. I said, isn't that amazing? And then she showed me 1 in 1,000 get it. Huh? Isn't that something? Okay, let's see how many gets this one here. You can do your own thing. The Selfitis behavioral scale. Using the statements below, rate them 1 to 5, where 5 strongly agrees and 1 is strongly disagree. Now, they're probably going to be close. I haven't taken a test, but we're going to do it, okay? We're going to do this test together here. We're going to do it. Here we go. Number 1, here it is. The higher your score, the greater your likelihood that you suffer from selfitis. So look over here. You might be suffering from selfitis if you get a high score here. Look at this one here. The higher your score, the greater the likelihood that you may suffer. Number 1, here we go. I think we just got a few of them here. Is taking selfies gives me a good feeling to better enjoy my environment. Taking selfies gives me a good feeling to better enjoy my environment. 5 means I strongly agree. 1, I strongly disagree. So you put down your number. I'm not going to give you mine. That's number one. Number two is, and I'm adding mine up. I'm going to add mine up too in just a moment. Number two, sharing my selfies creates healthy competition with my friends and colleagues. Sharing my selfies creates healthy competition. Okay, you have to put your number down. 5. That's the one that makes me feel. Number three, I gain enormous attention by sharing my selfies on social media. All right. 5 is I strongly agree. 1, I strongly disagree. That's number 3 we're doing number 4. We're doing number 4 now. Number 4 says, I am able to reduce my stress level by taking selfies. Now, isn't that amazing? Taking selfies reduces your stress level. That's what it's just, you're just rating yourself. 5 is I strongly agree. 1, I strongly disagree. I am able to reduce my stress level by taking selfies. Okay, now we're going to do number 5. I feel confident when I take a selfie. I feel very confident. Hello, everybody. I feel very confident when I take a selfie. I mean, you got to think 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I mean, I don't know how confident you are taking a selfie. Number 7, I am able to express myself more in my environment through selfies. Now, see, I can start getting into this part right here. I am able to express myself more in my environment through selfies. So you got to think about all these things here. All right. Number 7, that was it. Number 6, I gain more acceptance among my peer group when I take selfies and share them on social media. I think we just did that one. Let's do number 8. Taking different selfie poses helps to increase my social status. I'm adding my numbers up here. I'm able to express myself more in my environment. Taking selfies poses helps increase my social status. What do y'all think about all this here? Okay, let's see. This says do more. Oh, look at, man, they got a bunch of them here. I need to go through these pretty quick. That's number 8. Let's do number 8. Taking different poses increases my social status. Oh, I don't know. I don't know how you feel on that. Let's do number 9. I feel more popular when I post my selfies on social media. So you can always rerun this when you get this here. I feel more popular when I post my selfies on social media. How does it make you feel when you post your selfies? You just got to tell somebody. Do number 10. Taking more selfies improves my mood and makes me feel better. Number 11. I become more positive about myself when I take selfies. That's a pretty good one there, isn't it? Number 12. I become a stronger member of my peer group through selfie postings. Now we're up to number 13. Everybody, taking selfies provide better memories about the occasion. Now, see, that makes a lot of sense. Taking selfies provides better memories about the occasion and the experience. But I ain't a nut about it. There's some people who are nuts over this stuff. Oh, I can't. That's being contrary, isn't it? Look at here. I post frequent selfies to get more likes and comments on social media. Number 15. By posting selfies, I expect my friends to appraise me. Number 6. Taking selfies instantly modifies my mood. 17. I take more selfies and look at them privately to increase my confidence. Studying your own pictures. Hello, everybody. Lovers of self more than the lovers of God. Get your pen. I got mine right here. See, I'm adding mine up. Y'all see it right there? I'm adding all mine up, getting my numbers here. Now somebody could look at that list there and go, look at that. Look at what he's adding them all up. I'm going to add them up in just a minute. You're going to see it all in just a moment. Here we go. We're down to number 18. I don't take selfies. I feel detached. When I don't take selfies, I feel detached from my peer group. 19. I take selfies as trophies for future memories. I think that's a pretty good one there. Number 20 is I use photo editing tools. Oh, yeah, they're getting it on down here. I use photo editing tools to enhance my selfie to look better than others. Okay, that's pretty good. I mean, I guess I can rub the blurs out, rub the lines out, tighten them up, tighten my lines up, get the smudgies off my face. I got a little cut right here on my face. I can do all that stuff to, what do they call that? And I know it's not, it's getting all the blemishes off. So that's going to be number one here. So let's go ahead and here. I'm going to add all of mine up. Y'all ready? 5, 10. No, it's not 5, 10, 15, 20. No, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. Now, I don't even know where we're going to fall in at, but I got a 38. 38 here. I got me a big old circle on it. I wonder where I fell in on this thing here at. Somewhere along the line, it's going to tell me. So that's what I got, 38 on mine. And they told us right up here that when you look at these statements here, that, 100, okay, the scale which runs from 1 to 100. Here we go. The scale is 1 to 100. Was developed using a large number focus. So wherever we're at on this scale here, 1 to 100, I fell in on 38 is where I'm at on my scale of that, about taking selfies and all of that. This is pretty good stuff here. I'm just trying to figure out where we're at. It's almost like taking an IQ test. I didn't say my IQ was 38. I said it's like taking an IQ test is what I said. It's going to be all right, everybody. Look over your neighbor and say, it's going to be all right. He's just talking about taking pictures tonight. Now the existence of the condition appears to have been confirmed. It is hoped that further research will be carried out to understand more about how and why people develop this potentially obsessive behavior and what can be done to those people who are affected by it. So as other technology-related mental disorders, which have been identified in the recent years, include nomophobia, nomophobia. I'm telling you what, I get. Well, Coco, come in. I'm going to write these things. I'm going to see if I can call this out of some people. That when we start taking some people through deliverance, that I can see if they need to go through deliverance. It's called nomophobia, the fear of not being near a mobile phone. I'm telling you what, that came on me the other day when I lost my cell phone in the middle of the road. I lost it, and I was gone for about an hour, maybe 2 hours without my cell phone. It's like, what am I going to do? I have no cell phone. It's identified in recent, it includes nomophobia, the fear of not being near a mobile phone. How about this one here? Technoference, the constant intrusion of technology into everyday life. How about cyberchondria, feeling ill after searching online for symptoms of illness. Now, these are all things that we can do shows about. Every one of these we can do shows about. And I tell you what, this last one here, cyberchondria, that's how it'd be. Cyberchondria would be like this here. Cyberchondria would be people getting on the internet and they're searching about their back hurting them, or they fibromyalgia, or they start looking at these different things. And as they start looking on the internet for these different things, as they're looking for them, then what happens is that they start to take on those things that they just read about. And hypochondriacs, those type, they got everything that everyone ever talks about. Oh, I think that's me. Instead of that, I don't even want to look it up. And I say, in the name of Jesus, I reject all those thoughts, and there's no open doors. No spirits can enter me in any way whatsoever by reading this, or any suggestive spirits that I have these type things. But they know that when people read this here on the internet, that this cyberchondria, feeling ill after searching online for symptoms of illness, is real. Did y'all hear what I just said? It is real. So somewhere along the line, they're picking up something along the way in that. So professor of psychological medicine was more skeptical about the proposed new condition. The research suggests that people take selfies to improve their mood, draw attention to themselves, increase their self-confidence, and connect with their environment. If that is true, then this paper is itself an academic selfie when we talk about this here. So there is a tendency to try to label a whole range of complicated and complex human behaviors with a single word, but that is dangerous because it can give something reality where it really has none. And I can tell you that there is something real about this selfie situation that people have in the last days. You know, this generation is called, that's the end of the article there. I'll make sure that I post this to everybody. So, I mean, I guess if you look at the scale of 1 to 100, and so let's do it this way here. If you have a scale of 1 to 100, now see, because it doesn't say on here, I'm sure if you do some more research, 1 to 100, then if you're at 38, so if you had, you could have 100 in there. So if you got 50, let's do 50. Let's do 1, 50, and so the least you could have would be 20, because you have to at least do at least one time on there. And somebody's beeping up on my phone here. Dana. All right. Hello, Dana. How you doing here? Didn't know we were going to do a show. Well, I didn't know either we were going to do a show, but we're doing a show all by ourselves about selfies. Anyway, here we go. So now we're talking about the show on selfies here. Look at this one here. 20 being the least, 100 being the max as it could be. And so if you're at 50, so let's look where we would be at. There were 3 scales. There were 3 levels of selfie problems that they had. Borderline. That would be, I guess, on the low end, and then the middle end would be acute, and then would be chronic would be on the end. So the higher you would go from borderline all the way up to, I guess you'd have to be at least 20. 20 would have to at least be able to start off of the borderline. Borderline problem somewhere around 20, 50, maybe 60 says you've got an acute problem. And if you hit 100 on this scale here, you definitely need deliverance. Did I say deliver? I'm not supposed to be talking about demons tonight. Didn't think I was going to be able to get out here without saying that word. But there's some people who do need help with selfitis. We're talking about selfitis here tonight. The constant urge to take pictures of oneself, and some people just keep them on their phone. That's a level of selfitis. The acute level is taking photos of oneself at least 3 times a day and posting them on social media, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat. I guess Snapchat would be part of that as well. All those all the kids know all the things that are out there. We just try to hit a few of the things. They know them all. Chronic is uncontrollable urge to take photos of oneself around the clock and posting those photos on social media at least 6 times a day. 6 times a day. Isn't that amazing? About this part about selfies. So here's what we got. We got just a few minutes. It is 7:56. I've got about 10 minutes and I can really do anything here. So I'm going to open the phone line. Stay on target with what we're talking about. 803. What is it? 803-335-3131. You got a comment? You got a question about selfies? Tell me how many selfies you take. Now, if you don't take selfies, don't call in. But if you're taking selfies, you do take them and you do post them, and you say, maybe, hey, talk to me about how and why and where you post them at. I mean, if you don't take selfies, then there's no, I take selfies. I done took 2 since I've been here. And I do post some on videos when I go out, and I do different things like that, where I'm going and stuff like that. So I fall into that category of taking selfies. So if you do, and you're thinking that maybe there's a disorder, you know some people who have disorders, so give me a call. 803-335-3131. I'm your host, Henry Schaefer, right here in the studios of WUCC 99.9 FM. You're going to help me take it on through the last few minutes of the program here tonight. Anyway, this is a condition classified as a mental disorder. Did you hear what I said? A mental disorder by the American Psychiatric Association. Did you think selfies would turn into a mental disorder classed as a selfitis? You know, I've heard of people who have anti-bibliitis. You know, you don't want to come to church. You don't want to read your Bible. You don't want to pray. You don't want to talk about God. See, that's called anti-bibliitis. I've heard of those itises before, anti-bibliitis. But this one here is selfitis, taking pictures. At one time back in 2014, they said this was a hoax when they put it out. But in 2017, this article just released by the Telegraph Science Department, Selfitis, the obsessive need to post selfies, is a genuine mental disorder. So what's the help? I mean, if you feel like I can't stop doing this here and I need help, well then of course the first part in realizing that you know, asking for help is realizing you need help, is that I just can't stop posting to Facebook. I can't stop posting. There's something that compels me to do this here. You know, I believe that it can be a spirit as well. I believe Christians can have them. I believe unsaved people can have them. I believe a lot of people, I don't care if you're baptized in the Holy Ghost, not baptized in the Holy Ghost, the spirit man can be saved, but the body and the mind has to be regenerated. It's washed by the water, the washing of the word. It's cleansed out. It's sanctified. And it's can be delivered from the hands of the enemy. So the first aspect of it is recognizing that selfitis can be a problem. I just got a message from Bill Turner. God bless you, Bill, for, I don't know where you're at now. If you're out there at work listening, I give a shout out to all the listeners out there at, I guess I can say it, Kimberly Clark, who listen to It's Really Supernatural. I want to give a shout out to all of those who listen to this program. But one of the things that Bill said, I don't want to take another picture here. One of the things that Bill Turner said, let me get it up here real quick, is got a lot of ministers that need help. Boy, brother, isn't that the truth? A lot of them need help with this selfitis, taking pictures and posting them on the internet in every way, in all kinds of ways. You know, we've had selfies. You know, we had ministers. What was that was in Atlanta. Remember how he would take his shirt off, and he would take his shirt off. You know, and he was a pretty good bodybuilder. You know, and he would take a picture of him flexing his muscles and all this kind of stuff, and it come to find out that there were just some things that wasn't right as far as messing with other. Exactly right. Thank you so much for that. He said, not my pastor. He don't need no help. I need a lot of help. But he says Bill's on his way home. God bless you, Bill, for taking care of all the stuff with the radios for the radio station. Hey, by the way, we're selling radios. We have these little I don't have it with me in my hand. We have a little portable radio that you can get for Christmas. You can give out. And it's only like $20. Here's what I want you to go to the website, cwchrist.com. We got a new link, got something brand new on there. It's the online store. When you go to the online store there, you can click down. You can see the little item that we have there, little portable radio, has a little antenna on it. You can put a flash drive in it and play, an SD card in it and play. If I could, I will. Oh, Bill just told me, he says when he gets home, he's going to post a selfie. Yeah, I got it, brother Bill. Keep them keep them selfies coming. Keep them coming. But anyway, back to the online store. You can go there, $20, and then we will get it to you. It helps support the radio station as well. There's a little flash drive that you can plug right into it and take. It's Really Supernatural. 150 talk shows just like this here. Keep this information with you. It's not going to be on the internet. I guess this is the one thing I need to tell you. This stuff's not going to be on the internet forever. You need to be aware of that. That's why we're recording them and we're pulling them down and we're getting them on flash drive and we're making them available for you. They're not going to be on the internet forever. They pull videos. They pull this stuff. And when the internet gets to the point to where the freedom is not there, the freedom of information is not there, then we're going to have these here. You'll be able to get these here. Go ahead and get your copy of it now. For $20, you can get a stick, a flash drive, 16 gig. He said 16 gig flash drive for $20. Get 150 of our shows that we've already done. It's Really Supernatural, Between the Pages, In the Last Days. Brothers, Let's Talk About It. Ask for me in my house. They're all on there. And get yours. It's Christmas time's coming. Get yours. It'll be a great gift to give somebody. You put the combo together, the radio and the flash drive together, you get it for $35. So go ahead and spend that. That'd be something great to give somebody, help the radio station as well. So anyway, as we go on along with this here, is that people need help. And one of the ways to recognize this and say, hey, I fall into this 1 to 100 and I'm compelled to take selfies, then how do I stop? Well, then first of all is recognizing you need help. And once you recognize you need help, now there are places that you can go get help. Now, I'm not sure how that these, is a genuine mental disorder, says psychologists. Of course, they're going to come in, they're going to sit down, they're going to talk with you. They're going to give you this test. This test we just gave you. They're going to give you that 1 through 20. Then they're going to sit down and want to talk with you about it. So here's what I look at. Now let's get real into the land of the supernatural. Past your doubt, your unbelief, past your psychologist, past your psychiatrist, all those kind of things. And you know, we got closet listeners who are out there. So this is the point where they drop off at and everything, because this is just too far out. What psychiatrists do, they counsel your demons. I didn't counsel them out. They're counseling your demons. And they're trying to rationalize with demons, trying to control demonic behavior that they already know there's something wrong. But the way you can do is you can get help. You can recognize it. And there's a thing that's called deliverance. Deliverance can set you free from this compulsive spirit that's driving you into having to take these selfies, have to be like this, or to make you feel good. I mean, if you could never take any more selfies, I'm not talking to people who don't take selfies. I'm talking to people who are driven by this. This is where you can get help at. Maybe this is the only show that's ever going to talk about it, at least for an hour anyway, with one person, a selfie sitting in here doing this right here. So let's take some pictures. Let's do another selfie. I'm telling you what now, I am right now into my third selfie within, y'all ready for this here? Within 1 hour. So that, you know, according to them, I might have a problem. So let's see if we can't, what's going to be the best way to do it like this here? We're going to take it back. I'm going to be taking it. Yeah, I'm going to get that WCC right behind me there. Here we go. Get that. Man, that microphone looks good on that selfie right there. Yep, I think I can brush. I don't got to get 99.9 on there. Oh, look at that. Here we go. Got a smile here. I hope y'all can hear this click. Here we go. All right, I got 3 selfies within 1 hour right here on 99.9. And according to this article that we read right here is that the levels of selfitis was borderline, acute, and chronic. Let's read them again real slow right here. You ready for it? The borderline, let me change this little view right here for us. You can get help. You can call the Spiritual Freedom Network, 803-761-7233. That's where you call the Spiritual Freedom Network, and you can get help for selfitis and for this chronic feeling of being compelled to have to take selfies, and I've got to post them. And you think about people dating all this stuff. I'm talking about keeping the date of and keeping a chronological thing that they walk through in their life. This is crazy stuff that people are doing. 803-761-7233 is called the Spiritual Freedom Network, and you can get help just by going to them, and they will sit down with you and take some time with you, and they will help you go through deliverance and get free from this here. So I've taken 3 in 1 hour. Also, here's what it would say on the screen here. It would say, borderline, taking photos of oneself at least 3 times a day, but not posting them on social media. Okay, so as long as I have taken these 3 pictures that I've got right here, these selfies, and I don't post them, I'm just borderline level of selfitis. But now just as soon as I post them, see, I really want to post these after this so that I can put them on the website so you can see what we do here in the studio, because, you know, it just makes me feel so much better about myself and what I did here tonight. And, you know, and I feel like I'm more connected with you. That's part of that list they were talking about, wasn't it? then all of a sudden I go from borderline to an acute problem with selfitis. As Bill Turner said, there's a lot of people who need help, a lot of pastors who need help from this here. All right, I'm Henry Schaefer. I just got a few more minutes here that we're going to talk to you here about selfitis, and we're going to get ready and just turn you. Yeah, I guess that's about time. I can go ahead and turn everybody loose right now. And so anyway, you can get help. I hope that you have enjoyed the program here tonight as we've been talking about levels of selfitis. Selfitis. May I have a selfie? Can I get a selfie while I'm here with you? Can I get a selfie with you? You got Donald Trump, and people want to get a selfie with him. You got all these different people wanting selfies with somebody. Let me get a selfie with you. Will that be all right? And you can get help if you are compelled to do that. It is a mental disorder, is what they said. Selfitis behavioral scale. And I'm going to put the link down into the description. And I hope you've enjoyed the program here tonight. I'm getting ready to get out of here. I've been your host, Henry Schaefer of It's Really Supernatural. And I'm going to find my exiting information right here. And I really do appreciate everybody tuning in, being part of what we are doing here at It's Really Supernatural. Hey, we only got a couple more weeks between now and Christmas. Get your little promo radios. They're available. They're going to be available all year long. But for this time of the season, looking for a quick stocking stuffer, hey, we have them. Go to the online store, cwchrist.com. Look at that tab at the top, the online store, and you're going to be able to pick up your radio that has the emblem on it of 99.9 FM on it as well. God bless you. I want to thank you so very much for being tuned in here tonight with us here at It's Really Supernatural. May I have a selfie has been the subject. God bless. Remember, always position yourself for the blessing. God bless. I'm Henry Schaefer, and I want to thank you for listening to It's Really Supernatural program. Now tune in next week for more Acts of the Holy Spirit.